Hi guys, welcome back to another Clash of Clans video, and for today's episode 2 of my many episodes Guide to Clash of Clans series. Okay, I'll be talking about farming. I'll be covering everything about farming in general, everything you need to know on how to farm better. Okay, I've decided that for this series, for the episodes after this and this episode, including this episode, we will not have any gameplay music, so that you can actually hear my explanation and talking better. Okay, I'll also show some of the important key points and numbers that you should take note of it on the screen, so in case you cannot hear me or you are actually just watching the video and not listening to it. Okay, so now let me carry on. Okay, there'll be a few parts to this video. Okay, firstly, I'm going to talk about the loot penalty. Secondly, I'm going to talk about the percentage of resources that you can get from each resource building. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about the army compositions that you should use or are recommended. Fourthly, I'm going to talk about the spells. Fifth, the leaks that are best for farming according to your town hall level. I'll also be talking about the target loot that you should be looking at when finding a match. The 2-second rule for searching, the best timing for farming, and of course troop deployment method. Okay, so now let's get started. Okay, my very first point, loot penalty. What is loot penalty? Okay, basically loot penalty means that if you attack town halls, if you attack people with a lower town hall level than you, you actually get a loot penalty, which means you get a lesser percentage of the total amount that you can actually loot from the base. Okay, so now the numbers are up on the screen here. If you attack a town hall which is the same or a higher level than you, you get 100% of the loot available. Now many people have the misconception that if you attack a town hall which is higher level than you, you actually get a larger percentage. Now that is not true. Okay, so if you attack someone with a town hall which is 1 level lower than yours, you get 90% of the available loot. 2 levels lower than yours, you get 50% of the available loot. 3 levels lower than yours, you get 25% of the available loot. And 4 or more levels lower than your town hall, you only get 5% of the total available loot. Okay, so now that we have settled on loot penalty, now moving on, we'll be talking about the percentage that you can get per resource building, the percentage of resources you can get for each resource building. Okay, you start off with the gold mine and elixir collectors. Okay, the numbers are the same for these two. Attackers can take up to 50% of what is currently available inside your collectors, uncollected. Okay, so say for example, I have 1000 elixir inside this elixir collector. People can take 500 of that elixir if that person is the same town hall level as me. Okay. Okay. Now for the gold storage and the elixir storage, okay, the numbers are the same for these two as well. If your town hall 1 to 5, they can take up to 50% they can take up to 20%, 20% of the total available amount in your storages per storage, so it's 20% per storage. So say for example, I have 500,000 in this elixir storage. No wait, that can't be possible. Okay, hold on. Okay, say for example, I have 100,000 elixir in this elixir storage, and I'm a town hall 5. So people will be able to get 20,000 of that 100,000 elixir inside one storage. And say I have 2 storages, that will mean that people can take 40,000 out of 200,000 elixir that I have available for them to do. Assuming that they are the same town hall level as me, so they actually get 100% of that 20%. Okay, so now if you're town hall 6, people can take 18% of what's in your gold storage and elixir storage. Town hall 7, 16%. Town hall 8, 14%. Town hall 9, 12%. And town hall 10, 10%. Okay, moving on, the dark elixir drill. People can take 75% of your dark elixir in your dark elixir drill. Again, this is the uncollected resources, so do collect your resources often. Okay, so say for example, I have 100 dark elixir which is uncollected in this drill. If people were to attack me and they are the same town hall level, they can take 75 out of that 100 dark elixir. Okay, for dark elixir storages, if you're town hall 7, it will be 6%. If you're town hall 8, you'll also be 6%. If you're Town Hall 9, it will be 5%, and if you're Town Hall 10, it will be 4%. But naturally, you need to upgrade your Dark Elixir storage over time as you progress through the Town Hall levels, assuming that you're not rushing your Town Hall, that is, since you'll be needing more and more Dark Elixir for your hero upgrades or your research, troop research. So, a lesser percentage, but then a greater total amount. So, it kind of balances out, if you ask me. Higher Town Hall players, obviously, they should have more Town Hall. They should have more Dark Elixir in their Dark Elixir storages, assuming they farm. They are actually farming for their upgrades. Okay. So now moving on, the Clan Castle. Okay, as you guys know, the Clan Castle can actually store your war loot that you have collected. Okay. At Town Halls 1 to 5, people can take 10% of your total available war loot inside your Clan Castle. For Town Hall 6, it will be 9%, Town Hall 7, 8%, Town Hall 8, 7%, Town Hall 9, 6%, and Town Hall 10, 5%. Of course, if you have nothing in there, like me, they won't be able to take anything, okay? So, yeah. But you can tell that comparing the Clan Castle percentage amount and the storages percentage amount, if you currently do not need those resources for an upgrade, or if you can't upgrade your buildings immediately, it is more worthwhile to leave them in your Clan Castle if you are not going for another war, because once your Clan Castle is full, you can't store anymore, and the resources, the bonus loot that the loot bonus that you get from the wars are actually wasted. So if you're not going for another war really soon and you have no upgrade, you have no builders available to upgrade your buildings, I would suggest keeping your resources in the Clan Castle first instead of collecting them to your storages, so that people actually will be able to take lesser of that amount. Okay. Okay, next. Now I'll be talking about army camps. Okay, army compositions. Now fastest the fastest farming army that requires the least amount of train up time is no doubt BAM. Okay, what is BAM? BAM stands for Barbarians, Archers, and Minions. Okay, what you do is you cook you have two barracks filled with Barbarians, two barracks filled with Archers, and your two dark barracks will be filled with Minions. Okay, so that's how I split up my troops. You are free to split up your troops whichever way you like. Okay, however, I like to keep the ratio of around 50% Archers, 20% Minions, and 30% Barbarians. Okay, that is a nice ratio. Okay. However, if you are farming Dark Elixir and you want to be a little more savvy with your Dark Elixir, you may want to go for the second recommended army composition, and that is Barge. Barge basically just means Barbarians and Archers. Okay, the Dark Elixir cost for this army is 0, so you'll be able to farm Dark Elixir more effectively, I would say, since you're not using any Dark Elixir at all for your farming, and you don't have to minus the total amount of Dark Elixir you loot from what you use to train out your minions. Even though minions are ridiculously cheap, but you know, Dark Elixir is pretty hard to get, and every drop counts, to me at least. Okay, so yeah, Barge, it takes slightly longer to train as compared to BAM, but it's still a relatively short training time if you have 4 barracks, of course. And the last army composition I would like to recommend is P.E.K.K.A. Okay. Oh wait, before we go to that, for Barge, I will recommend 60% Archers and 40% Barbarians. Okay. Now the last army composition I would like to recommend for farming is P.E.K.K.A. That stands for Barbarians, Archers, and Goblins. Okay. So you will have roughly about 40% Archers, 20% Goblins, and 30% Barbarians. Okay, so this can be slightly more useful as compared to Barge. If you are looking for a slightly, if you are looking to reduce your raiding time, because Goblins do double damage and they can take down resource buildings, and they can take down resource buildings faster than Barbarians or Archers, and they also move much faster and can avoid spring traps, okay, or any bombs, assuming they are not stuck on a current building. Okay, So yeah, but goblins are however very weak and will get decimated by mortar shots and wizard towers. So um, I wouldn't really recommend back. For me, I personally use Barge, as you can see. Now, for all of your army compositions, what I like to recommend you do is throw in about um 4 to 6 wall breakers inside to help you get through any walls, because I know some people they have their collectors inside the walls and may be slightly harder to get to, like mine. Or if you're going after some very fat storages, you might need a few wall breakers so that your barbarians and archers don't get stuck on a wall and a mortar shot comes, then that's the end of your raid. So yeah. Okay, now for spells, what I recommend you to bring is you could bring lightning spells, heal spells, or rage spells. Okay, lightning spell you can either use it on clan castle troops or for sapping Dark Elixir. Now I'll go through the Dark Elixir one later. Okay. Now the heal spell, what you should do is throw it on top of pile of barbarians. Okay, you should not use them on archers since archers get one shot by mortars anyway. They are and about 2 shots, and they get killed in 2 shots by wizard towers. So right, what I recommend you do is use the heal spell on barbarians instead, since they can survive mortar shots and can be healed up. Okay, rage spell you can use it on any any big pile of troops that you have basically. Any big pile of troops that you have basically to help them get past a certain area faster. Okay, moving on to the next section, leagues. What are the best leagues for farming? Okay, for town halls 1 to 7, you want to farm in anywhere in the silver league, which is silver 1, silver 2, or silver 3. For town hall 8, you'll be gold 3 or gold 2. Town hall 9, gold 2. Now, some people may say why not go to gold 1 for town hall 9. That is because after staying in gold 1 for a while, I'm going to show you guys something. This, look at this. Now, I got utterly destroyed, as you can see. This guy had maxed out troops. He came at me, what, a level 5 P.E.K.K.A, level 7 giants, level 6 wizards, and level 7 archers, and his archer queen is like, what, close to level 20. Okay, at goal 1, especially if you're town hall 9, you're just going to keep getting destroyed repeatedly by people with archer queens that are over level 20 most of the time, or like close to level 20, and there really is no chance or no hope for you to defend against them unless you are a near max town hall 9. But for starting town hall 9, really is not recommended. You're just going to lose a lot of resources unless you are a very hardcore farmer. Okay, but for most people I really recommend go to. You're not getting attacked too hard, and and um you are able to find some decent loot up there. Okay, now for early town hall 10s, I'll recommend you to farm in the gold 1 or the crystal league. Okay, anywhere around there is good. Anywhere in the crystal league is good. Could be crystal 1, crystal 2, or crystal 3. Gold 1 is good. Anywhere below that generally not so good, because the loot that you're going to find won't be that fantastic thanks to your loot bonus, thanks to your loot penalty, I mean. Okay, for late town hall 10s, I'm going to recommend you to farm in the Masters League or the Champion League, because um, you if you're late town hall 10, you probably have pretty decent defense upgrades and can handle your and can hold your ground against most attacks that come at you. So, and the loot in Champion is pretty good actually, since many players there already have maxed out their upgrades and or are saving up for upgrades, and the upgrades at Town Hall 10 are really very expensive. So you're going to find a lot of good loot there, but of course it's going to be a lot harder to get to since their defenses are probably maxed as well. Okay, but adding on the loot bonus, even just a Town Hall snipe will get you some decent loot thanks to the loot bonus. Okay. Now carrying on, Dark Elixir farming. Okay. Now for Dark Elixir farming, the army composition that I would like to recommend is G-Barge. Okay, what's G-Barge? It stands for Giant, Barbarians, and Archers. Okay. Now your giants must be at least the recommended level is at least level 6 giants, because they can tank quite a bit. I'll recommend you to bring along 1 to 2 heal spells to keep your giants healed up. And of course, you should send your giants into tank first. Send a few wall breakers to break in. After they have gotten rid of the splash defenses like mortars and wizard towers, you can send in your barge army to take out the Dark Elixir storage that is usually well protected in the base. Okay. Of course, you could use lightning spells to zap people's Dark Elixir. It is a viable Dark Elixir farming method since Supercell has made it available for people to take resources using the lightning spell. So yeah, if you have so what I recommend you to do is train up 4 or 5 lightning spells, and of course they should be quite high level, and drop it directly in the center of the Dark Elixir storage to gain the maximum amount, since the lightning strike actually does the most damage when it on in the direct center of where you drop it. Okay. Now, because of the percentage amount that you get from the storage as compared to the drills, if the drills are full and the storage is full, oftentimes it is more worth it to drop it on the drills instead. No, I am being serious here. Okay, oftentimes it is being okay. Hi guys. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, as I was saying, you should it's more worth it to drop it on Dark Elixir drills because you actually get a bigger percentage, especially if their Dark Elixir drills are maxed. Okay, so yeah, now the leagues for farming Dark Elixir are slightly different as compared to the leagues for farming regular gold and elixir. Now you only unlock the Dark Elixir storage at Town Hall 7, so obviously you won't be looking at Dark Elixir for Town Halls 1 to 6 since you won't be able to store any that you loot anyway, so there's really no point there. Okay, for Town Hall 7s, you're gonna want to farm in Go 3 or Go 2. Town Hall 8s, Go 3 or Go 2, same as well. And for Town Hall 9s, Go 2. Town Hall 10s, Go 1 or Crystal League and above. Okay, so yeah. Now moving on to the next part, looking for target loot. Okay, so now I'm going to go out and do a live barge attack. Okay, how do you look for target loot? Basically, my target loot for gold and elixir is anywhere above 100,000. That is if they are easy to get to storages or in their collectors. Okay, if they are not easy to get to, usually I'll look for somewhere above 120,000 or above 150,000. Of course, it is your own personal preference, but anywhere below 100,000 is not even worth going. It's not even worth attacking. Okay, so yeah, very nice base. You can see this is why I brought wall breakers along, and the wall breakers are going to help me to break through. Okay, so yeah. Now for Dark Elixir, you should be looking at a target of somewhere above 600 Dark Elixir for the Dark Elixir farming to be efficient. Anywhere lower than that and is probably not going to work out so well. Okay, probably should have dropped my wall breakers, two of my wall breakers on this side as well. Oh well, never mind. At least the storages the collectors are relatively exposed, so we won't have too much trouble getting there. Now there's actually some mines here and some elixir pumps here which I'm going to take out with my heroes. Okay, now when searching, what do I mean by the 2-second rule? Basically, that means that you should only take 2 seconds to look at a base and skip it if it's not a good base for you. Okay, yeah, oops, okay, gonna have to use some of my CC troops because my hero couldn't get to it. Well, probably should have brought along more wall breakers. Oh well. Okay, didn't get all of it, but that was pretty decent. Okay, you can see there. Now, what I mean by the 2 second rule is when you are searching, you should take only 2 seconds to look at the base and skip it if it is not available. Why is that the case? That is because you are trying to save as much time as possible, trying to be as efficient as possible in terms of both resources and time when farming. Okay, so now some may say why not 1 second? Because 1 second usually if you press it too fast, your brain doesn't actually have time to register. Then you will you might regret skipping a base wrongly, and I have done that sometimes. I have skipped some good loot bases sometimes because I tend to press the button and search for it too fast and came to regret it later on. So yeah, 2 seconds generally is a good rule of thumb to follow. Okay, now on to the next part, farming timings. What are the best time to farm? Okay, the timings that I'm going to tell you is in Singapore context. So if you're living anywhere overseas and looking at this video, just use a time zone converter to convert the time to your country, and it should work for all countries. Okay, so basically the best timing that I have found from farming is, the first one will be between the timing of 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning Singapore time. Now that, why is that the case? I'm not exactly sure of the reason why, but my educated guess would be that most of the people are usually asleep at that time and and it is right before they wake up to collect their resources. So usually you can find a lot of collector bases at around that time. Now all of these timings that I come up with are done using my after some research by me and testing by me. Okay, so yeah, between 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Singapore time. Now the next one will be between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. also Singapore time. Okay, now at this timing farming is just really good. You can usually find base with almost full collectors in less than 10 searches usually, and really farming at that time is really very good. Why is that the case? That is probably because people are usually having their afternoon tea around that time. Either that, or in other parts of the world it could be 3 a.m. in the morning and people are usually asleep at that time. Well, so yeah. So now moving on to the next part. Okay, so for this part of the video, we'll be talking about troop deployment. You want to deploy your barbarians first to tank the damage of the defenses, and then throw in your archers in behind to deal damage, and drop 1 or 2 wall breakers whenever necessary if you need help breaking through the walls. Now you look at my deployment method. I'm actually using 2 fingers because I'm playing on the phone. Why 2 fingers? This is because you can actually deploy your troops faster as compared to 1 finger, and using 3 fingers is really too awkward unless you're playing on a larger device like a tablet. In that case, you can use 3 fingers to deploy your troops even faster. And if you're playing on a PC, that is not optimal to farm on the PC because you can only deploy your troops using 1 mouse click, and that is kind of slow. Okay, when deploying troops, you need to wait a few seconds before moving your fingers left and right so that you actually deploy the troops instead of moving the screen around. Okay, so yeah, that's it for troop deployment video for this troop deployment portion. Okay, now just going to end the raid. Okay, and we are back. Now that you have seen that segment on the video on troop deployment, I'm just going to wrap this up with a few other things that you should know for farming. Now if you're farming, obviously you should have a good farming base. I won't say my base is the best farming base. There are many good farming bases available online. It's up to you to go and find them. Generally, what I would classify as a good farming base is if the storages are not on the first layer of walls. That means to say you have to get through at least 2 layers of walls before you can get to the storages. And the storages are usually segregated or separated, okay, whichever you like to call them, meaning to say they are not all in one central compartment. Now why is this the case is because if people just break into the central compartment, they can get to all of your storages. You want to separate them out into as many compartments as possible, like what I did, so that people actually have to spend more troops and time to get to all of your storages. Obviously your DE storage is going to be one your most important storage, and you're going to want to centralize it as much as you can. And of course, when you're farming, you should always leave your town hall on the outside so that people can take it for an easy snipe and leave your resources alone, hopefully. Okay, so yeah, that's it for my very long farming video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if this video has helped you, be sure to leave a like and do subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.